Yes, guys, Eagle Eye Football here. This is the Crystal Palace away vlog at the Emirates. We're playing Arsenal away. Joined here with Rich and man like Dan. Me and Rich got a nice little shape up, nice little fade, two fades today. Looking cheese. Dan got a beard trim. Man's looking fresh. Man's already been in jail, but it's ropes. I'm looking forward to this game, but mainly because of Paddy. I think because of Paddy, we're going to be playing a much more attacking style of football today. But I still think it's a mistake to get rid of VIEIRA so quick. Should have at least given him the Leicester game. But if Paddy can get our players playing even a little bit like how he makes the under-21s play, we're going to have a good game today. All I want is a good, just to show a good account for ourselves. I really don't care about the result today, as long as we make a fight of it. Rich, what do you think?
No, you're spot on there, the VIEIRA sacking. And I think that, like I said, I've always said, give him the Leicester game, maybe even Leicester and the Leeds game. See where we're up from there. We haven't done that. The thing that's annoyed me the most is that we've sacked him with no plan. Like, we're now literally scrambling, to get someone in, whether it's for 10 days or permanently and stuff. If we take Roy Hodgson, that's a step backwards after such an amazing year last season. So yeah, listen, today we're here for the vibes. 100% wish Paddy all the best, because if it means we can have Paddy to the end of the season over Roy, I'll take that personally. But yeah, he has talked about an aggressive style of football, so it'll be interesting to see how that looks, and the team lineup will be interesting, especially with rumours of certain things happening behind the scenes. So yeah, let's see how it goes.
Yeah. Well, let's see if we actually play people in the right positions today. Dan, what do you think?
I think pretty similar to what you guys are saying. I think that I'm looking forward to Paddy being in charge. Be interested to see what he does, because I think he's done quite well with the academy. Yeah, it'd be nice to see what he does. I agree with the guys. I personally would have given him till Leicester to see what he could do, and I think whether you agree with him being sacked then or already sacked or whatever, I think everyone's pissed off that we don't have a plan. Like, Parish was literally interviewed by Sky Sports on live. Do you have anyone in mind? No. Who does that? Who does that?
Our owner, clearly. But finally, boys, before we wrap up the intro, score predictions. I'm going 3-0 Arsenal, I'm not going to lie to you.
With Saliba being out, might give us a chance to score a goal. I'm going to go 3-1 Arsenal.
I don't think I should do score predictions, but I think we'll probably lose.
That's a good point. He was VIEIRA in. He was VIEIRA in.
You know what? I reckon some of our fan base would like to see him in charge.
What's your thoughts on the game today, and what do you think of VIEIRA's sacking?
Today, I think it's probably a win-win. I think we go at them. I think it's a free hit, really. I think VIEIRA going, it's almost taken the shackles off, that we can play the team probably all the fans want to play. We can go at them, and you've kind of got nothing to lose. It allows you to potentially cause an upset. All the pressure's on them. Play the attacking football. You get out of today, and then you bring on the Leicester game. And you come out of today with a good performance. Everyone's up for Leicester, and that's the game you got to win. So I kind of think it's a win. It's a win-win situation. I mean, if we get done 5-0, it's probably not. But it's a free pass to go at them and have a go, and hopefully score a goal, which we haven't done for a while. And then the VIEIRA situation, it's probably a tough one. I probably wouldn't have sacked him, but that's because there's no one else out there. I think it's probably the right call to sack him. If you look at his run of form at any other club, he's got to go, really, isn't he? But if you look at it, Hodgson odds on, no one wants Hodgson, so that's why I probably wouldn't have sacked him. But the run of form, the performances, you've got to get rid of him, really, haven't you? And I think we'll see today. If they come out today, they play attacking football, they press high, they create chances, it tells you he was the problem. If you come out of today and it's the same old rubbish, it tells you the players are the problem. So I think today's performance is probably actually the big thing, as to decide. You come out of today 90 minutes in, for me, it will tell me whether I think he was the problem or whether you're blaming the players.
With Paddy being a manager today, do you think we will be more attacking? Because that's how he makes it under-21s play.
I think we will. And I think for him, it's kind of, he's got the opportunity to do it. He probably wasn't expecting, and if you look at his interview, the first thing he says, and he's Palace through and through, and he goes, I don't want to be selfish. And no one views it like that. But for him, it's a great opportunity. If we can actually win today, he'll probably get it till the end of the season. If we win today, we're in a good position. It gives him a chance till the end of the season. So I think he'll set us up today to go at them. And I think Saliba's injured. I think that Tommy Ash is injured. They've got a few injuries. I think he'll set us up to go at them because you've got nothing to lose. And I think it's a very good opportunity for him. He's got the dressing room. He's a very likeable man. Whatever happens, I think every Palace fan will respect him for going at the team. But he's probably got more to lose if he doesn't go at them. If he goes at them, I think every Palace fan will go, oh, fair play, that's what we wanted to see. So I think he will, and I think we've got a good chance.
Cheers, Matt.
Here with the chairman. It's a massive game today for many a reason. Paddy's first game in charge and possibly his only game in charge. What do you think he's going to bring to the team today against Arsenal?
Hopefully it's a breath of fresh air today. Hopefully a more pressing attacking game. I think our defence will stand up. I don't think if we get beat, it won't be heavy. But you just want to put a performance in, you know. If we get beat, you can say, fair enough, they are the champions, well, they're going to be the champions, aren't they? But so long as we have a go in, you know, and we go forward, we have a couple of shots and push them back a bit rather than just giving up weakly. But, you know, I think it's a free hit today. You know, if we go and get a point or a win, it's going to be a fabulous result. If we get beat and it's only 1 or 2-0, then that's not the end of the world, is it, at all? But, no, it's a free hit for me. Just go at them. Have a go. Why not?
Obviously, I think the fan base has been a bit split now with the whole VIEIRA situation, especially with the rumours of Roy Hodgson coming in. Do you think that's the right appointment if it is him, or do you think we're taking a step backwards?
It's definitely a step backwards, isn't it? You know, I mean, I know Roy is probably the safe option, which is probably why they will appoint him again, but it is undoubtedly a step backwards. I mean, remember under Roy, the last couple of years, we were always pretty safe. We never got dragged to relegation. But my God, it was so boring to watch. You really had to drag yourself to go and watch the games. But the first season of Patrick Vieira, you got the love back for Palace again. You wanted to go again. But this season, especially the last 3 months, you just go in and you're thinking, you know, will we even have a shot, let alone will we win or we ever score a goal? But out of the people that's out there, Rafa's been mentioned. If I had a choice between Rafa, Hodgson or McCarthy, I'd probably go Rafa personally. But, you know, I know that at Newcastle, kept him up, they were pretty safe all the time. He's a big name manager, he'd attract big players to the club. So for me personally, it might cost him a bit, mind you, but I would go for Rafa personally.
Finally, how do we get anything out of this game today?
I think you've got to press them. I think, you know, I mean, Arsenal want to knock the ball around, and generally the teams that knock the ball around don't like it if you're right on top of them. You know, get right in their faces. You know, every time they kick the ball, there's a foot always there. Every time somebody passes the ball to another Arsenal player, there's a Palace player pressing him, and that's the way to win these games. You just got to work hard, press them high up the field, and false mistakes. It will happen, you know. They want to, like, take it easy. They want to get their passing game, go and play little triangles. If you stop the triangles, all of a sudden they've got to keep going backwards. You might win the ball, and the other thing is, we're not going to get too many chances today. Like Brighton, we had 3 times, but you've got to put one of the chances away. You know, you've got to gilt-edged chance, got to score. But we've been here before, and we've won here. And, you know, we're not a bad team. We're just a team with no confidence. And if they get that confidence back, there's no reason why we can't get a draw or even sneak a win out today. No reason at all.
Cheers, Neil.
No problems.
Anyway, we'll see you at the Emirates. Come on, up the Palace.
Yeah, remember where you came from?
Remember where you came from,
Remember
bro?
where you came from?
Half time. Arsenal 2, Crystal Palace 0. And boy, I don't like scapegoating people, but it's not Zaha's day today. He's not tracking anyone. Both the goals came from an original run from Wilf's side. He's not helping out Mitchell whatsoever. It's quite upsetting to see, because if you take those 2 goals out, we are actually playing very well. Good football, good passing play. One-touch passing. Edouard's been through on goal twice now, but unfortunately he's been offside both times. Should have put it away once, even though it was offside, but it didn't flag go up. Elise, listen, if any of them rumours about him getting a transfer request are true, he would not be playing like how he's playing today. Him and Schlapp are our best players right now. Schlapp in the 10, it's looking great. Ref not giving us anything, but you know that's what you get when you play against Arsenal. Honestly, Paddy set this team up very well. I'm impressed with what I'm seeing today. It's just unfortunate that we've conceded 2 goals which could have been prevented. But, you know, it's what you get in it. We're playing the top of the league team right now. Other than that, Luca looked all right for the first 20 minutes, but I think he's fallen off a bit now, so I reckon we should bring on either Hughes or Ahamada for him. Decore, his head's straight right now. He hasn't got booked yet, which I'm actually very surprised at. Tompkins came in at the start of the game because of Anderson got an injury during the warm-up. Not good, but is what it is. I'm liking how Eddie's playing. He's working hard. Elise's working hard. Everyone's working hard and showing the passion. The one guy who we thought would show the passion, who's not showing absolutely anything today, is Zaha. I really hope we can turn it on in the second half, because we've got chances to score today. Interesting. Let's see what happens. Rich, what are you thinking?
Honestly, first 20, 25 minutes or so, I think we look very good. I think, like, obviously we knew it was going to be a difficult game, but like, we were aggressive. We were very, very aggressive and such. Wolf had a shot, I think, from by the looks of it, I don't know if it's clipped outside the post or if Ramsdale made a very good save, but I know we got a corner from it. Eddie's obviously been in a few times and stuff. Even if it's offside, you've got to put the ball in the back of the net, and then, because it still breeds confidence.
It's not protecting me.
You know,
that's probably the main thing.
Yeah, 100% defensively. I know Eddie's working socks off. Elise has been brilliant defensively. Ward's getting misplaced. So I'm going to say such, I'm going to pause myself, but he's getting dragged all over the gaff between Martinelli and Trossard. Their movement has been crazy. But we were doing well up until, like, Wolves just stops tracking Ben White. Ben White has got the freedom of the Emirates Stadium. And Saka's realised that and thought, all right, I'm going to tuck in. And all White's doing is just an overload after overload. Mitchell, I feel sorry for him right now because he's having to track 2 players. Zaha's screaming at the Corey to come across when it's not even his man. It's just laziness from him, you know. And both goals, in my opinion, are Wolf's fault because he's not tracking those runners, you know. Luca now, I think the pace is getting to him. You know, obviously now that we're having to push forward and stuff, I don't think he can keep up when they break. You know, Tompkins is trying, but I think we need to get Chris Richards on. And yeah, it's going to be a difficult 45 minutes and stuff. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Injury update for us. Unfortunately, Anderson's had to go off with an injury. It looks like a hamstring injury. James Tompkins is coming on to replace him. Yeah, not good news. The best question is obviously what does Richards have to do to get a start as well. But to be fair, Tompkins, when he has had to be brought in, he's been decent. But massive blow that we've lost Anderson before this game. Thoughts on that half?
Abysmal. Played so well in the first 28 minutes, and then we go a goal down like we did against Brighton and like we did away at Villa and fell apart. You know, the fight went. There was no spark, creativity, no excitement. It's abysmal. It's going to get worse second half. It'll be 3-0, 4-0, 5-0, and I'll be out here with 20 minutes to go. It's depressing, man. It's the worst I've seen it for nearly 6 years at this club. And every single one of them players, for the way they ended the first half, they hang their heads in shame. Arsenal just took the mick out of us, made us a mockery, passing around. You had the fans cheering, hooray, hooray, hooray. Honestly, the reason why they're 2-0 and playing like that is because they're playing Crystal Palace. We're in a crisis. This club is in the mud, man. And that performance towards the end of the first half showed it, man. Absolutely disgraceful, honestly.
Absolutely. We started off quite promising. A lot of fight, a lot of passion and stuff. Wolf had a shot. Eddie's getting in behind and stuff. And then it all fell apart just defensively. Wilf not tracking his man for both goals.
I want him to go. If he don't want to play for the club no more, he don't want to be, he can go. Yeah, I don't want him here. He's 30 years of age, he's at the prime of his career, he's been in long enough, he's done his service, he's been a brilliant player over the last few years, he's been a legend, but that was unacceptable. No ambition, he was being negative, he was just lazy, shambolic, and I ain't going to tolerate players like that in my team. He might as well drop him for the next game against Leicester if he's going to have that attitude. No care whatsoever. Disgraceful, man. You know,
absolutely.
It's a real shame as well. He's meant to come back and shine. Ever since he's come back from the injury, he's gotten worse. That's the big disappointment, man. Not good enough. Not good enough, Rich, honestly.
I mean, obviously we're behind. We might as well just go for it as best as we can and just bring on that Hamada.
You know what I do for the second half? Go for it. Leave it. Be open at the back. If we get a couple goals, that's the only thing I care about. They'll probably score like 2 or 3 in the second half. You know what I mean? But if we come up maybe losing, I don't know, 4-2, 3-2, something, that would cheer me up a bit. I just want to see a goal. I mean, this will be 1 win in 17 and 5 games consecutively in the Prem with no goals right now. It's probably going to be like that anyway. So, but I'll just be happy if we at least get a goal in front of the fans.
100%. Big up, Tris.
Yeah, love, man, love.
The sausage review. How is it?
Really good, actually.
Have a bite.
£11 with a Camden Hells as well.
Have a bite. Oh, have that.
What's going on? Will Hughes.
We scored! We scored a goal! We scored a goal! England football finished here at Emirates. Arsenal 4, Palace 1, and for me personally, I don't know what to make of this one. I feel the first 25 minutes, I thought we gave a good account of ourselves. Really pressed, we were really aggressive. I kind of limited them to having to try like very difficult passes in the final third. But you know, with this, the aspect of goals and just being switched on, that changes the game dramatically. And I feel Wilfried Zaha for the first 2 goals cost us. Not tracking back. Mitchell was left isolated, not only with Bukayo Saka, but Ben White was just bombing on and overloading. And then after that, it's an uphill task. Showed fight again early on in the second half, conceded another terrible goal. I believe it will end up being a Joe Wood own goal. And then we got to go back. We scored a goal. We scored a goal.
We scored a goal.
You know. Then Wolf had a massive chance. He had a massive chance and he didn't take it. I mean, I guess at least they could have gambled as well. And they killed off the game. But just breaking down the game, JC, what impressed you in that first 25 minutes? In that first 25 minute spell?
Honestly, the thing that impressed me the most was probably how comfortable Luka was in that midfield. Very solid, was making all the right tackles, was in the right position. He looked very comfortable on the ball and his passing was actually all right. But it's a key word, the first 25 minutes. Listen, ever since that happened, downhill, everyone downhill. Tompkins did all right overall, but Ward downhill, Luka downhill. And it just didn't get much better. Zaha, which, as Rich said, wasn't very good all game. But for some reason, the last 10 minutes, he thought, "Oh yeah, I actually play football. You know, I need to work for my paycheck." But Dan said it earlier. If I used the one on that left wing, he'll track back. And unfortunately, I think that even if I use playing, I don't think we can see those 2 goals. You know, honestly, it's a bit as we came into the game. I was saying all I want is a performance, and I tell you what, we got that today. We had spells of incredible play, one-touch passing, pressing, forward-thinking football, and that's exactly what we need. Unfortunately, while doing that, we left ourselves so exposed that we conceded 4 goals today. Definitely goals of our own making. We could have prevented them ourselves, but we didn't. I think today it's more of a thing of we were outclassed and outmatched tactically, but I think tactically today we done all right. I think Paddy McCarthy's done good work with them already in a short time, but unfortunately, it doesn't give me much confidence. I know we scored from a set piece. It's not from open play. We had chances. Zaha should have scored. Eddie should have scored even though he was offside. I think if Elisa had a bit more pace, he would have got around Ben White. But I'm just nitpicking at stuff now. But overall, I'm happy with the performance. But the 4-0, I'm not happy with, if that kind of makes sense. But, yeah.
I mean, Dan, for you, as a stat man as well, like, how would you analyse the game?
I think you guys pretty much have said what I thought in terms of the game. Disappointed to concede 4, but we did make chances, which is something that we didn't really see so much under VIEIRA. I mean, for me, it's really weird because some of our play was good, but some of our players, I don't know if they're just devoid of confidence or something. Like, for example, like Tyrant Mitchell, literally a simple pass to Wilfred Zaha, kicks it straight out. Last kick of the game, Eze crosses it, and it doesn't even, like, it went straight out. I don't know what's wrong with these players. I don't think tactically we were too bad today. I think the defending was terrible. And again, I echo the thing that I thought Wilf was kind of the problem for the first 2 goals. It's just like, I don't know what it is. They're just not playing. I think if we get a win against Leicester, I think we could win more games. I think if we don't get that win against Leicester, I just feel like a lot of them are so devoid of confidence that it might just push them a bit further down. And that's what worries me.
Obviously, Paddy's come in. This is his first game. I just want to just quickly touch on like the starting lineup. For me, obviously, just seeing Ward and Tompkins, those two together, I was just thinking up against Martinelli is going to be a problem. And you, like I said, for the first 20-25 minutes, they coped okay with it. But then Trossard and Martinelli just started switching, and it became a massive problem. But funny enough, the goals didn't come from their side of the pitch. It came from the other side because of a lack of defensive discipline and such, which is a massive shame. But Anderson obviously getting injured in the warm-up was a problem. Chris Richards he didn't come on. It's a lot of more questions than answers. Yeah, right, JC?
Definitely, a lot more controversy, as I say. In my opinion, the second Anderson's out, it's got to be Richards in. It has to be. Probably, in hindsight, looking at it, why is Klein not starting at right back? He has a bit more pace. Probably could have dealt with Martinelli a bit more, but we still go back to, even though the goals were scored from that side, it started from a diagonal ball coming from the other side, and Mitchell, he didn't get much help from Zaha. Overload, he did what he did, but unfortunately, there's nothing else to really say. But I'm not sure if I want to give it to Paddy for the rest of the season. I feel like there's no pattern to play. All it is press and pass fast. And other than that, there's no proper formation, there's no structure. I think that Paddy could probably do that, build it up like he done with his 21s. But remember, 21s football is child's football compared to Premier League football. We're going to need a manager. And if you look at it, you say, with Hodgson, we probably lose that 1-0, but we don't score a goal. With VIEIRA, we probably do the exact same thing as we've done today, probably 3-1 or something. But we need a manager, in my opinion. I don't think that it'll be good to see Paddy do it, but I think we'll be sacrificing ourselves. I think it's a big flirt with relegation, a massive risk if we keep it with Paddy. So in my opinion, I think we need to go for a manager, but not Roy Hodgson. It's too far of a step back from what we've come from last season. Dan, what do you think?
Well, I mean, I do think that I agree. We need a manager. I don't think McCarthy is the answer. If he had gotten a win today, I might have changed my mind. But based on what we saw, I didn't see anything that suggested that he would. I'm not saying he wouldn't do it, but I wouldn't be as comfortable with it. To be honest, I think it's just a show of how bad the board have set us up, in my opinion. The fact that we've got a new manager, people want like certain players start, and yet we've still played Jeff Schlupp. We've had to play Tompkins. It's like, why we've got another manager, and people thought that VIEIRA was the problem in that sense, but we're still doing it with another manager.